Hey guys, Marvin here again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to prevent duplicate leads coming in from your OnCarrot web forms. So first off, I do apologize for any background noise. I'm recording this video from my home, and apparently my neighbors are having construction on their homes and my dogs might bark, so I do apologize for that. But anyways, um, first thing that you'd want to do is, of course, log into your Podio and go to your incoming calls app. Incoming calls workspace, sorry. So you might be confused because I'm inside a lead sourcing workspace, but technically this is the same. I just named it lead sourcing since basically we are sourcing leads from this workspace. As you can see, there are incoming calls app here, but I have separated it, seller lead calls and cash buyer calls. I also created a duplicate prevention for the cash buyers. We will create a video of that later on, but for now, let's focus on your seller leads OnCarrot forms. So first off, you would want to add an app, create your own app. Just name it OnCarrot Seller Leads, like this, OnCarrot Seller Leads. So the app name is OnCarrot Seller Leads. The item name is Seller Lead. Alright, just choose any icon that you'd like. Doesn't matter. And then the fields inside, the first few fields are, of course, seller name, single line, property address, single line, seller phone or seller number, single line, and then seller email, single line. Now this one is a calculation field, so you'd want to scroll on this part and then drag the calculation. Name it formatted phone number, and then before you copy this code, click on done. Then just refresh the app by clicking refresh, or just clicking on the app again, and then click on the wrench icon, click on modify template. Then at this point, I would want you to copy the code, this JavaScript code. Pause the video, copy the JavaScript code on the formatted phone number field. Alright, so at this part, you would want to, I'll just erase this first. You would want to type in @, that's shift 2, and then seller, and then you'd want the seller number. So what it does is that it takes the seller number field from here, going here, pass it through the variable called phone, and then it processes it to use this formatting, because sometimes your leads will type in numbers like this, or like this, or like this. This calculation field forces the formatting to be used like this, right? And this is the field that we are going to use to search duplicates inside your seller leads app. Once you've done that, you would want to add other fields which are according to your OnCarrot web form. So I just added square footage, which is the single line. How long have they owned the property, which is also single line. Current condition of the property, which is also, which is a multi-line. The kind of repairs the property need, which is the multi-line, and the ultimate goal with the property, which is also a multi-line. And then click on done. Alright, now you go to your OnCarrot, log into your OnCarrot. Dan already has an existing video on how to integrate the OnCarrot forms to your Seller Leads app, but then that's directly in Seller Leads app, and we now want to integrate it on our OnCarrot Seller Leads app. So if you're going to do the app, if you're going to visit that video and do the integration, the one thing that would change there would be the part that you're going to choose the organization, which is of course still the organization. And then the workspace you will select now is your incoming calls workspace. For me, that's the lead sourcing. So incoming calls workspace, and the application is your OnCarrot Seller Leads app now, right? That would be the difference. And then the field mapping would be the same. So once you've done that, click on continue here. There would be a continue button here, and then name the Zap and then turn it on. The video is available in realautomation.biz membership dashboard, so visit that. Dan has did a good job on doing the integration, and I'm just following with the lead prevention workflow. Alright, so I have already integrated my step 1 and step 2 forms. So if I go to my step 1, what's going to happen is that once I enter here, this is the step 1 form. So once I enter information here, I will be redirected to step 2. So basically, if I click on submit here, so I already have the property address, phone number, email. This step 1 form does not contain the fields for seller name. So if I just click on submit, it will now create an entry inside our new app, which is the OnCarrot Seller Lead, without the seller name, but the other details are here. You see the formatted phone number is now like this. Instead of having the spaces, it used dashes. So perfect. Now the step 2, still the same. Again, watch Dan's video on that for the integration, but again, the difference will be on the organization on the workspace selection. Instead of your master template, you would select your incoming calls app, and the application is the one that you just created, which is the OnCarrot Seller Leads app. Alright, so I'm not gonna go through that anymore. Just turn the Zap on, and on step 2, if I fill out this, and then I'll fill out the city, state is New York, zip code is 21467, and then I'll just erase this. My name, what else? How many bedrooms? 5. How many bathrooms? 3. Square footage, I guess 1000. Year built 1955, I guess. How long have you owned the property? Since 1955. What is the current condition of the property? I guess repair. Kind of repairs. Let's input test. Yes, and then do I need to sell my house fast? Yes. My goal is to sell. Okay, I'll submit this info. I'm expecting to create another entry here on our new app, which is the OnCarrot Seller Leads. Oops, sorry. There you go. And then if I refresh this, should see 2 entries now. Right, perfect. So we have 2 entries which has the same phone numbers. Technically 1 lead, but 2 entries, right? So if it's connected to the Seller Leads app, it would create a duplicate, and that's we're preventing. That's why we are pushing it first on our newly created app. Now you go to your Seller Leads app in the master template, and what I'd want you to do is click on the wrench icon, modify template, and then scroll down till you find the call history field. On my case, I just named it history, since it would not only contain calls but including the web form entries for OnCarrot. So make sure that the multiple references is selected, and then choose the app. You need to find the OnCarrot Seller Leads app. I already have mine here, but if I remove this, type in OnCarrot Seller Leads, there you go, and then save, and then click on done. So I want to reference not just the calls but the web form entries of my leads. That's why I did that. Now you go to your GlobiFlow. You'd have to refresh from Podio again because you created a new app inside your incoming calls workspace. I already did mine, so yeah. Again, refresh from Podio, and then click on find your incoming calls workspace. Mine is lead sourcing again. And go to the OnCarrot Seller Leads, and then I already have the flow, but for you guys, you'll need to click on add new flow and item created. And then once you do that, you will be redirected to this page. I just named the flow as OnCarrot Seller Leads to Seller Leads app and prevent duplicates. You can name yours differently, doesn't matter, as long as you can you know how the flow works. So first action you would want to include is the wait for 30 seconds, so the delay, which is if you click here, click the wait delay, that's it. And then the search is right here, search for items. Search here. Alright, so we would want to search in our Seller Leads app, which is in the master template. So I've already selected that. You need to find yours. We need to use the seller phone, and if it's equal to the formatted phone, which is the calculation field we created. So let me remove this first, and if I click on the little square right here, click on the formatted phone number, boom, there you go. So we are using the calculation field again that uses this strict formatting, right? Good. Now if they find an entry here, what we would want to do is update the whatever we collected. So click on plus, or sorry, just click right here, and then click the find update collected, which is right here, and then click on that. So you would want to collect the reference seller from Seller Leads app. The name is the left fields are fields inside the Seller Leads app. Right ones are inside your OnCarrot Seller Leads. Seller name is the seller name. Seller phone is the formatted phone number again. Property address is the property address. Seller email is the seller email, of course. Size of house is the square footage that I've used in the OnCarrot Seller Leads app. And kinds of repairs, and I just placed other details inside the notes field: the current condition, how long they've owned the property, and the goal with the property. And of course the history, you would need to use the calc, and then reference seller history, which is if you click this, you need to find ref seller history, which is this. Then dot, double quote, comma, double quote, dot, seller lead Podio item ID, which is the one above here, seller lead Podio item ID. Alright, so you would also want to add a comment to the collected items. You'd want to say that the seller sent a new web form entry. So in app is the reference seller lead, and the comment is the seller sent a new web form entry, or whatever comment you would want to put there. Alright. Next action is the sanity check, which is right here. If sanity check, if ref seller Podio item ID. So let me just erase that just so you could see. Ref seller Podio item ID is equal to blank. So equal to double equal sign and then double quote, meaning if there is no item that has been searched in here, we would want to create a new item in our Seller Leads app. So the next action is create an item. This one, create item. Alright. The seller name is, of course, seller name field, basically the same with what you have on the update collected. Seller name, seller phone. Again, on the seller phone, use the formatted phone number here. Property address, seller email, square footage, the kinds of repairs, and the notes. On the history, you can just use value and then the current seller lead item. Stage of lead new, and next action is whatever action you'd want. I just chose the follow-up contact. And the last is just to close the if sanity check. So just scroll down and just click on end if. Alright, so time to save the flow. Let's click on save. So I had two entries here in our OnCarrot Seller Leads app. Since I already have the flow earlier, it already created a seller lead, which is this one, right? Bam. Alright. So let's try it one more time. Alright. I will create another web form entry just to show you guys. Okay, let's do the step 1. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 Main Street this time. Main Street, New York, New York. My number is 888-555-3333. I'll just use the same email, doesn't matter anyway. This is just a test data. So I'll send that. Bam. Once your lead sends that, it should create an entry inside your OnCarrot Seller Leads app. Bam. Right, this is the main street that we just placed, and it would create a new seller lead inside our Seller Leads app. We have delay inside our flow, remember, so let's wait for a bit for this to populate. There you go. There. This is the number. 888-555-3333. 1234 Main Street, New York, New York. Right? Okay. Now let's do the step 2. See, seller email is here as well. So let's do the step 2. Address, street address is Main Street. City is New York. New York. Zip code is here. I'll just erase this. Bam. My name is, let's say, John Smith. Oops, sorry. Phone number is this. Oops. Okay, phone number is this. Email is the same. How many bedrooms? 5. How many bathrooms? 2. square footage 5,000, year built 1900, um, basement crawl space um, since 1900, um, terrible kind of repairs, a lot. My ultimate goal is to get rid of this property. Best time to call anytime, and then I'm going to submit this. So I'm expecting that I'm going to, once I submit this, I will create a new entry here inside the OnCarrot Seller Leads, but this one should be updated with the new info, because technically this is the duplicate. The one that we're going to send is a duplicate, and the history field should be pointing there too. So there should be another history entry here, and then there should be a comment here. So let's send this. Bam! Sent. It should create an entry in our OnCarrot seller. Bam! John Smith. Same property address, same seller number. Let's wait for this to be updated for this entry. Again, the data going to the seller lead will be delayed by 30 seconds, so just wait. There. Bam. There you go. John Smith, 888-555-3333. See? It updated. Seller name John Smith. Property address is the same. There's the square footage, what kinds of repairs, notes. Also have that. Let's see. Current condition terrible. How long have they owned? Since 1900. Goal with the property is to get rid of this property. And the history field is now 2. So I have the history field. Yeah. And then there's the comment. The seller sent a new web form entry. Alright. Perfect. So that's how you do a OnCarrot web form lead prevention. Hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions or comments, just put a comment in the Real Automation community, or better yet, send us a support request via the web form in realautomation.biz. See you guys next time. Peace out. Thanks.